Today we're playing the prototype version of Formula GP by Dux Games. It's coming to GameFan very soon and the company were kind enough to send me this prototype copy. Of course, it needs to be said that all materials you see in this solo playthrough are not the final production quality, but obvious disclaimers out of the way. Let's get on with racing as Red Bull round Austria. So of course we start off with qualification, which is determined by a dice roll. But as you can see, all the bots have already set times and been placed on the grid in order before we go out. Mercedes have preliminary pole, but Max hasn't set his time yet, with 11 the number to beat. So I've rolled my dice and got myself a 3. We then add my max red overtaking power number to that result. That's also 3, as you can see. So we've currently got 6. And lastly, we add our tyre bonus, which is 3, thanks to the medium tyres we've selected. So our total qualification result is 9. And uncharacteristically for Max, he has had a bit of a checkout nightmare or a grid penalty of some kind, as his 9 only nets him 5th place on the grid, as Merc got 11, Ferrari and Alpine got 10, and McLaren rolled 9 before us, so they qualify ahead of us, with our sister team AlphaTauri in last place. In terms of the bots though, both Ferrari and Merc will be on the hard difficulty, meaning they will fight more. McLaren and Alpine will be on the easy difficulty, and AlphaTauri will be the back marker, static easy bot, with all bots having their own tactic that they have to follow in a race. Our car though has an ability of +1 movement whenever we use a green card. Our driver is an absolute animal, but our team order is to watch our tyres. In terms of the race control report though, we will be doing a full 24 turn race until finish, and the bots will check their tyre condition on 9th, 11th, 12th and 13th turns before they lose their tyre bonus and have to come into the pits. But let's start our engines and go to the 5 red lights. Merc, of course, is in the lead, and we rolled a red for their pace. So since they start from second gear at the start of the race, you take the 3 movement points allocated, add the 2 for his tyres, and move him on the same racing line as his tactics say. 5 movements sees Merc take the first corner with ease, and they are going to be hard to catch. But at least there is no battling on the opening turn, so movement points will get you past other cars. As we see going into the first corner, McLaren shooting up into second place as Ferrari favoured the outside line, and it compromises them going into the first corner. And lets Alpine get a great launch into the straight next round, as whomever is on the inside line gets priority. We though get to draw up to 4 cards, and because our ERS is full, we get to draw 2 more, meaning this is our hand of cards at the beginning of the game. I of course decide to play the green as I get my movement bonus of 1, and so that means I can move 5. That means I've got a pretty decent shot at 3rd place right from the off, but we will be in a wheel-to-wheel battle with Alpine next round as we up our stress. As AlphaTauri just moved 3 and probably will remain in last place for most of this match as we go into the second round, where I'm going to just give a description of what happens during the turn to keep the video length down and make it more exciting, like a bit of a real race. As Merc are still in the lead, but McLaren are right up their tailpipe, thinking about an overtake next round. As we ended up losing the wheel-to-wheel battle with Alpine, they outbroke us into the corner and got a bit of a better exit, whilst AlphaTauri tried and failed to overtake Ferrari as they closed off the move. In the third round, Merck still has the lead, but Alpine has shockingly overtaken the McLaren to claim second place. Going so fast, they could have spun off the road, but they passed the check as my Red Bull is still in fourth, with Ferrari finally regaining composure and not just breaking away from AlphaTauri, but they are also really catching me up. In the fourth round though, Merck have basically took advantage of not just the clean air, but also the battle for second place as McLaren re-overtake the Alpine as they went slow into the corner during the overtake. And it meant I could try to swoop in and overtake the Alpine also, but instead they just closed off the gap and sodding well stopped me, as Ferrari close in on us and AlphaTauri lag behind. In the fifth round though, Merck's avoidance of corners has meant we have basically all caught up and catched them napping in the DRS zone. First, McLaren tried to overtake and failed, and then it was Alpine's turn as we keep our heads going down the straight and don't fight any of the cars for now to avoid tyre wear and stress. As I feel we can see what happens in the next couple of turns really, with Ferrari and AlphaTauri still some distance away. In the sixth round, we had two failed overtakes by both McLaren and then the Alpine on the McLaren. So the running stays the same as we see what is happening and decide to once again not fight it just yet, with Ferrari slowly but surely coming back into this race. And my patience pays off in the seventh round big time. Merck does pull away, but the fighting McLaren and Alpine means a gap formed down the inside, and Max was always going to fight for that gap going into the next few corners. Yes, we're stressed a bit as it's going to be a wheel-to-wheel battle between me and McLaren, but we have the card advantage next time, and soon tyre advantage also as Ferrari slowly creeps up behind. In the eighth round, Merck laps the AlphaTauri. We finally clinch second place, and the Ferrari is suddenly catching up to the Alpine. But we will have a systems failure to deal with when we draw our next card, and McLaren's tyres, due to all the fighting, have degraded, so they have lost their bonus and will be pitting very soon. Our systems failure ended up being just a bit of bad data, so we ended up getting a little bit lucky, as Merck seem catchable, I feel, with the AlphaTauri getting lapped by me, then unlapping themselves, and Ferrari catching up to the once again fighting Alpine and McLaren. Merck are doing well once again though in clean air, but their tyres will need to be checked very soon, as I had to deal with the back marker and my cards are very much lacking at the moment. I've still not hit any blues whatsoever, must get a load at the end, but McLaren don't make it into the pits and Ferrari slow down as they have a pit check very soon and don't want to mess up again. Turn 11 sees Merck need to watch they don't mess up with their upcoming tyre degradation and overshoot the pits, as they will be in for a world of hurt on degraded hards, but Ferrari overtake the slow McLaren in the pit lane as they ended up rolling a zero and having to pit, and Alpine overshoot the pits with their tyre check upcoming next round. Turn 12, Alpine's tyres start to go off, so they will need to come into the pits over the next couple of rounds, and Merck will also have to check the pit lane, But we could attempt an over or undercut on the Merc if we are willing to be risky after seeing what they do, as Ferrari and McLaren begin to leave the pit lane, but Ferrari on softs will have to do another tyre check before the end of their race, whilst McLaren are only on a one stop as they've switched to the hard tyres. But in the 13th round, Merc stays out and won't come in till 4 more rounds, probably to get the low fuel bonus on slicks. But it's going to be pain for him right now with bad tyre wear taking effect and the Ferrari clinching 3rd place from Alpine as we manage to get into the pit lane, and we will be changing to slicks next round going for the undercut. But we do need to watch Ferrari right now, as in round 14 we enter the pits and Ferrari could well catch us up here with a great undercut thanks to the 0 rolled on their dice for their tyre check. They might have played a bit of a blind for once as McLaren and Alpine fight once again. In round 15, I'm just about ready to leave the pits with Ferrari ready to blitz down the main straight, so it looks like I've planned my pit stop quite well, but Alpine blocks off the McLaren's overtake attempt and frustrates them once again as he will be coming into the pits very soon, whilst Merc might have got their strategy perfectly right, also with their opening upcoming along with the low fuel bonus. In the 16th round, the Ferrari is really catching up on me in this fight for second place, but McLaren overtakes Alpine finally, and they have created a bit of traffic for the Merc as they fight for 4th position. In the 17th round, though, I have absolutely blown my race as I spun off the track going way too fast into that corner. And I've probably just handed the win to Ferrari as Merc have been slowed down by the tyre wear and traffic, meaning Ferrari have an amazing opportunity so long as their tyres hold up, with McLaren maintaining 4th place. Anyway, on the 18th, I'm back on the track, but now in 3rd, soon to be 2nd, as Merc are still yet to pit. Alpine have gone onto the mediums though, and will have the low fuel bonus to take them till the end of the race, where they might catch up to McLaren yet again. On the 19th turn, the Ferrari chief starts shouting down the radio, telling them that their tyres are going to go off in 2 turns, and so they will need to enter the pits if they get chance for a second stop. What a calamity, as I managed to use all my ERS, popping a blue card and catching up to the Ferrari, whose tyres won't last till the end. The fight for 1st or 2nd is back on, as McLaren doesn't get far and Alpine will want to try and catch up. So this is it on turn 20, just 5 left to go as Merc is about to leave the pits. And in my fight for 1st with Ferrari, they do end up holding me up for the Merc, the sodding swines. On turn 21, I do end up taking the lead, but I don't know for how long, as I suddenly get ERS failure, and suddenly I'm only drawing 4 cards a turn, which is not great when Merc are speeding up very much so behind me. And by turn 22, Merc not only overtake the Ferrari, but they also overtake my Red Bull and leave me for dust, as my card pool is suddenly very small and I have no idea what I'm going to do soon. Even with the yellow flag event popping up, I just couldn't stop that Merc. So the fight for second is on, it seems, between me and Ferrari, along with the fight for fourth as we near the end of the race. With the penultimate round showing Merc's amazing strategy in action as they hit the main straight just before the checkered flag of turn 24, meaning they will win the game when they cross the line next round, and it looks like second will be ours with Ferrari's tyres struggling, but the fight for fourth is gonna be close as Merc take the win with ease, blitzing round 2 corners, and we don't even cross the finish line thanks to us only having a green card to play, with Ferrari in third, the tyres there not holding up. It must have been the ones they qualified with, so not fresh slicks, and Alpine taking fourth place on the last bend thanks to faster tyres and low fuel. What an end to the race that was for the mid-range cars. Here is the final standings with the nice card piece. What a race that could have been if I didn't lock up my tyres and spin off. I feel I could have got the win maybe, but alas, it wasn't to be in this fantastic race and game. I really enjoy playing this one. Please check out the campaign on Gamefound and Ducks Games YouTube, all linked below, where they actually teach you how to play, unlike me, who just wanted to enjoy it on a Saturday afternoon, in all honesty. But thanks for watching, I guess.